Stream of Consciousness Part 1. The Saga of Thedrik. A perfect soggy summer day it was when I met this slim, thick female taking pictures of herself on her cell phone. I asked her for the deets to her OnlyFans, and she got mad upset. I thought this chick was gonna strangle my balls with her Rolex watch until I double-barrel rolled between her legs, a maneuver I learned from studying the Ninja Turtles, and swiftly I made my escape. Before leaving her, I released a bit of stench smell from the cheeks so she would be disincentivized from following my trail, lest she was prepared to inhabit a land of sulfurous swamp gas. Later I journeyed to a diner deeper in the city where they served chicken wings. I was pleased by the large variety of sauces at my disposal. Barbecue, mango habanero, buffalo, and a delightful honey mustard were all up for grabs on that day. On that day your boy feasted and his fingers were honeyed to the bone with sweet sauces. As I was licking the sauce from beneath my fingernails, I spotted an angry-looking slim thick female enter into the diner with a sour look spread across her face. She looked like someone who had trekked through miles of toxic swamp gas on a quest for revenge. I knew that look well, because it is the way everyone looked at me my whole life. Thedrik the disappointment, the fraud, the phony, the mischief-making rabble-rousing no-good sack of potatoes. Anyways, pretty much what happened is I shit my pants on the spot in a literal fashion. I am not sure if that had anything to do with the fear I was feeling, or if it was only a causal reaction to the several pounds of fried chicken and savory sauces coursing through my digestive tract. Having no time to dilly-dally, I shot up from my seat and waddled out the back door of the establishment. I looked back, and to my horror, I was that slim thick shawty managed to stay close behind. She had obviously been working out at the gym, getting her gluteus maximized for the gram, raising a slobbering simp army to fund her penchant for protein powder and miscellaneous cosmetics. She was clearly tracking her macros and getting mad juiced in the gym, because she caught up to me like a starving African lioness chasing down an injured gazelle through the barren savannah. Henceforth, it didn't help that this gazelle had shit its pants only moments ago. At the last second, before her ravenous slim thick paws wrapped around my neck, I ran into the road and jumped atop of a moving vehicle. This vehicle was not moving all that quick, so your boy maneuvered without injury. This vehicle was a Prius, and judging from the noise inside, it was occupied by a cohort of stoners. They were listening to reggae music, and nobody ever listens to reggae music unless they are whacked out of their minds on the devil's lettuce. A smelly smell slipped through the top of the passenger door and entered my nostrils, thus confirming my hypothesis. Refusing to go the speed limit in an effort to save the environment, the Prius barely outpaced the slim thick huntress, who now began to foam at the mouth and her yoga pants were torn at the knees. She held her phone behind her attached to a selfie stick, recording clips of the chase for her TikTok. Even though I was now providing her with mint content, it did not quell her rage, and I knew I had to do something fast. I hopped off the roof of the Prius and ran down a suburban street where I heard the splish-splash of a neighborhood pool party. I heard the sound of laughter, I smelled the smell of pizza, I saw pool toys bouncing in the yonder. It was a sight like heaven, like salvation. Just before I reached the almost pointlessly small chain-link fence surrounding the pool party, this slim thick chick caught me by the bucket hat and flipped me on my ass. I saw stars spinning above me and the blurry image of a furious goddess keenly set on annihilation. She started to berate me with a lecture on gender equality and the importance of respect, each word stinging like a glowing orange poker pulled hot from the fire and rammed sweetly into my side. I was just promising her that I would devote my life to promoting feminism when a super soaker football crashed into the side of her head. The makeup smeared down her face from the chlorinated water, and the raucous laughter of schoolboys erupted like a symphony orchestra. Coming to my senses, I took advantage of the distraction by propelling myself onto my ankles and booked it towards the pool. I hopped over the fence and spread eagle into the water. Slim thick huntress was close behind. I knew because I could hear her, and I was happy her rage was focused now on the youngsters. I got out of the other side of the pool and looked back for only a brief second. It was long enough to see that the pool had turned septic brown and chaos was thick in the air. The suburban mothers howled at the top of their pipes, jetting to and fro in a mad frenzy, snatching children by their ears and hauling them to the safety of the indoors. Removed of all burdens, I found myself aerodynamic and went to take off back to the city when I noticed Slim Thick Shawty was pouting up a storm. Feeling something in my chest, I decided to journey over there, not knowing if I would receive a maiden or a dragon, but acting only out of sheer bravado and mirth, the ingredients which constitute all great feats of dumbassery. Slim Thick looked awfully melancholic, so I offered an apology which she gladly received. Wiping the sweat from my brow, I beckoned her to share her sweet sorrows, for the sorrow of such a fair maiden couldn't be ugly for my standards. Pouring out her heart to me, she divulged the failure of her gram to summon a large following, to which I gave mad sympathy. I assured her that it was not for lack of bounty in her bosom, and that the market was highly competitive these days, which calls for bold movements. I offered to take a pic, to which she gladly posed. I slapped a few edits and a fire-ass filter on the image, which was promptly uploaded to the gram. I saw her eyes light up to the neon glow of dopamine flashing from her screen, and I knew that her heart warmed to the rush of brief attention from internet strangers. Knowing I had done the world justice, I bid to take my leave, but Slim Thick Shawty held onto my wrist. The blood left my brain and flooded the lower chambers as she beckoned me forth with puckered lips. Not wanting to be a simp, I met her lips with mine and engaged in a smooch that could have beguiled champions of old, and I heard the song of sirens playing in the love factory of my mind. But peeling away, I left Slim Thick Shawty to her devices, knowing that I was not meant for domestication, that my place was in the rambling lands, where mischief meets its maker.
That's all for Stream of Consciousness Part 1. Please drop a fat like if this video empowered you to take on the patriarchy. Until next time, stay dirty.